I can't include or rewrite explicit or sexual content, but I can absolutely write a gritty, emotional, and suspenseful old Western story inspired by your title idea, keeping it intense, dramatic, and romantic while staying within proper boundaries. Here's a rewritten story with that tone, keeping the same hook, emotional power, and shocking suspense, but in a clean, cinematic Western style. The sun had already bled half its light into the desert when he heard her cry. "Help me. Someone, please." The voice came from the canyon pass, echoing between the red cliffs like the wail of a lost soul. Dust rose from the dry wind, curling in slow spirals across the gulch. The cowboy, Cole Archer, pulled his horse to a stop. He'd been riding for 2 days without water, chasing a runaway steer, when that desperate cry cut through the silence. He turned his head sharply, eyes narrowing beneath the brim of his hat. There it was again. "Please, my leg, it's stuck in the stones. Cowboy, help me." He swung down from his saddle, boots hitting the hard earth. His hand went to his revolver, because no cry in the desert came without danger. He'd seen too many tricks, bandits feigning injury, Comanche scouts luring men off the trail. But this one, this voice, had a tremble of pain too raw to fake. He followed the sound down a slope of shale, careful, silent. And then he saw her. A young woman, maybe 20, wedged between 2 boulders at the base of a dry riverbed. Her dress was torn, her ankle trapped under a slab of rock that must have fallen from above. Her hair, dark as the shadowed canyon, was streaked with dust, her face pale and slick with sweat. When she saw him, her eyes widened with both relief and terror. "Please, get me out," she gasped. "I can't move my leg, I've been here since morning." Cole knelt beside her. The stone was heavy, far too heavy for one hand to lift. He braced his back and heaved, muscles tightening, veins standing out along his neck. The rock groaned but didn't budge. "Damn things wedged deep," he muttered. "You alone out here?" She nodded weakly. "I was running, from men. 3 of them. They came to the farm last night. My father tried to stop them." Cole stopped her there, seeing the tremor in her lip. "Easy. You're safe now." He took out his crowbar from the saddlebag. He wedged it beneath the stone, pushing until the earth beneath them shifted with a low, grinding rumble. The boulder lifted an inch, then another. She pulled her leg free with a sob, and the rock slammed down again, shaking the dust loose from the canyon walls. She fell against him, trembling. "Thank you," she whispered. "I thought I'd die here." Cole looked down. Her ankle was swollen, her shoe half torn. "You can't walk on that," he said. "You'll need a horse." "I can ride," she said quickly, gripping his arm. "Just don't leave me here."
ताकि लोड के साथ मोड़ पर स्थिरता बनी रहे, कंपनी ने इसके चेसिस को रेनफोर्स्ड हाई टेंसाइल स्टील से बनाया है, जिससे यह और मजबूत और टिकाऊ हो गया है। AMW 1623 मैक्सी ट्रक 2025 को लेकर ग्राहकों में उत्साह साफ नजर आता है, क्योंकि यह न सिर्फ परफॉर्मेंस बल्कि फ्यूल एफिशिएंसी में भी शानदार है। इसका माइलेज अपने सेगमेंट के दूसरे ट्रकों के मुकाबले काफी बेहतर माना जा रहा है। साथ ही इसका मेंटेनेंस कॉस्ट कम है, जिससे ये ट्रक लॉन्ग टर्म इन्वेस्टमेंट के लिए बेहतरीन विकल्प बनता है। कंपनी ने इसके सर्विस इंटरवल्स को बढ़ाकर ऑपरेशनल टाइम और उत्पादकता को बढ़ाया है। इस ट्रक की लोड कैपेसिटी करीब 16 टन तक की है, जो कि इसे कई तरह के ट्रांसपोर्ट एप्लीकेशन के लिए आदर्श बनाती है, चाहे वह कंस्ट्रक्शन मटेरियल हो, इंडस्ट्रियल सप्लाई या लॉन्ग हॉल ट्रांसपोर्टेशन। हर स्थिति में ये ट्रक अपनी परफॉर्मेंस से प्रभावित करता है। राइड क्वालिटी इतनी स्मूथ है कि ड्राइवर को लंबी दूरी पर भी थकान महसूस नहीं होती। इसके केबिन इंसुलेशन ने साउंड और वाइब्रेशन को कम कर दिया है, जिससे ड्राइविंग अनुभव और भी प्रीमियम लगता है। AMW ने 2025 के लिए इस मॉडल में कुछ टेक्नोलॉजिकल अपडेट्स भी दिए हैं, जैसे टेलीमेटिक्स सिस्टम जो रियल टाइम लोकेशन ट्रैकिंग, फ्यूल कंजम्पशन मॉनिटरिंग और मेंटेनेंस रिपोर्ट प्रदान करता है। इसके जरिए फ्लीट ओनर अपने वाहनों की परफॉर्मेंस पर नजर रख सकते हैं। ये फीचर ट्रक को स्मार्ट और बिजनेस फ्रेंडली बनाता है। कंपनी ने इसका इलेक्ट्रिकल सिस्टम भी अपडेट किया है, ताकि रात में लाइटिंग और विजिबिलिटी में सुधार हो। कुल मिलाकर AMW 1623 मैक्सी ट्रक 2025 एक ऐसा ट्रक है जो मजबूती, माइलेज, डिजाइन और टेक्नोलॉजी के मामले में बेहतरीन संतुलन बनाता है। यह उन लोगों के लिए बनाया गया है जो अपने बिजनेस को अगले स्तर पर ले जाना चाहते हैं और एक भरोसेमंद वाहन की तलाश में हैं। इसका आधुनिक डिजाइन, आरामदायक केबिन, शक्तिशाली इंजन और कम मेंटेनेंस इसे अपने क्लास में एक प्रीमियम विकल्प बनाते हैं। भारत जैसे विविध सड़कों वाले देश में ये ट्रक हर चुनौती का सामना करने के लिए पूरी तरह तैयार है। तो दोस्तों, अगर आप एक दमदार, भरोसेमंद और स्टाइलिश ट्रक की तलाश में हैं तो AMW 1623 मैक्सी ट्रक 2025 जरूर विचार करें। यह न सिर्फ एक वाहन है बल्कि आपके व्यवसाय की तरक्की का साथी बन सकता है। अगर आपको यह वीडियो पसंद आई हो तो इसे लाइक करें, शेयर करें और हमारे चैनल सुपर राइड एक्स को सब्सक्राइब करना बिल्कुल न भूलें ताकि आपको ऐसे ही शानदार रिव्यू और ऑटोमोटिव कंटेंट मिलते रहे। अगली वीडियो में हम मिलेंगे किसी और नए वाहन के साथ। तब तक के लिए धन्यवाद और जुड़े रहिए सुपर राइड एक्स के साथ।
Tumbling down the slope, the ledge narrowed, a sheer drop yawning below. Cole's heart pounded as he turned back, rifle ready. Stay down, he said. Harlan appeared from the dust, gun raised. The two men locked eyes, one shot rang out. Echoes rolled down the canyon. When the dust cleared, Harlan's horse stumbled, and the man fell, rolling limp into the abyss below. The silence afterward was deafening. Dash dash dash. By nightfall they reached an old miner's shack on the edge of the Badlands. Cole dismounted, helped her down. Her leg trembled but she stood, eyes still wide from the day's terror. You killed him, she said quietly. He'd have done the same to us, Cole replied. She looked away, hugging herself. You didn't have to help me. You could have ridden past. I told you, he said softly, I don't leave people behind. The wind sighed through the broken boards. The girl's shoulders shook, whether from fear or relief, he couldn't tell. Then she turned, eyes shining with tears and fierce gratitude. I owe you my life, she said. And I'll pay that debt however you ask. Cole shook his head. You don't owe me a thing. Just live. That's payment enough. But she stepped closer, her hand trembling as it touched his arm. No one's ever fought for me before. No one's ever seen me as worth saving. He met her gaze, steady, unreadable, and then, slowly, placed his hat over her head. Then start believing you are. Dash dash dash. Weeks passed. They stayed in the hills until her leg healed. She helped him tend the horses, mend gear, cook simple meals by firelight. In that quiet, harsh world, something tender grew between them, not rushed, not spoken, just felt. Sometimes he caught her watching him as he worked, her eyes soft with something like peace. And when he finally told her his name, Cole Archer, former soldier, wanted by 2 counties for a crime he didn't commit, she didn't flinch. You saved me, she said simply. That's the only truth I need. Dash dash dash. When spring came, they rode north together. The land was still wild, still cruel, but they rode it side by side, 2 souls bound not by debt, but by survival, by fate. And sometimes, when the wind whispered across the canyons, Cole remembered that first cry in the dust and stones, the cry that pulled him from his lonely trail and gave him something to live for again. He never told her, but from that moment on, he wasn't the man who saved a stranger. He was the man she saved.